get on stage. I'm going to be talking to people. I'm meeting with clients. I'm going out there. I'm going out to the public. And whoa, wait a second. I don't belong. Dedication isn't, oh, everything's awesome. Let's go. Let's do this thing. That's not dedication. That's easy. I'm talking about dedication is, I failed. Suck at this. I don't want to tell people my mission. I don't want to tell people my story. You gotta get over that. You gotta be relentless. You gotta push through that. You are leaders.
Please help me to welcome today's speaker, a passionate entrepreneur, communication expert, high-performance coach, and dedicated family man. He's the founder of the Take Action Mastermind community. He's a Toastmaster speech champion, a host of a YouTube series. He has helped business owners, executives, and community leaders elevate their leadership through one powerful skill, communication. In today's talk, he will reveal his 4 pillars that separate good leaders from great ones. You'll discover how to ignite passion in your club and gain buy-in from your community by learning how to clarify your vision, craft your message, deliver it with confidence, and support those you serve. Get ready to take notes, take action, and lead with impact. I want to welcome Michael Esposito.
All right, I'm doing a little double fisting here. Not the kind that we're maybe did back in college. So bear with me here. I might just use this table actually. How's everybody doing today? Good. I see the communication skills are really good here. The exchange students that came up, they obviously learned a ton from all of you. And so I have a question for all of you. I'm very curious. What inspires you to follow a leader? What are their attributes? And I'm curious to hear from you. What are some of the attributes that a great leader has that inspires you to follow them?
Leading by example.
Did you hear him?
Leading by example.
I want you to shout it in there. Leading by example. Who else do we have? Here we are.
Taking risks.
Taking risks.
Placing value in others.
Placing value in others. Anybody else?
Integrity.
Integrity. Go ahead, shout it out back there.
Honesty.
Honesty.
I would say be their genuine self.
Be their genuine self. Accountability. Listening.
Yeah.
Motivation.
Motivation. I didn't see the motivation person. Oh, that was you?
That was me.
That was you. I was going to say, you moved your voice over there.
That's another. Never gives up.
Never gives up. Relentless.
Listener.
Listener, yep. Tenacious. I'm going to stick on the listener side. On the listener side, what do we think correlates with listener? What's another skill that correlates with listener?
Empathy.
What'd you say?
Empathy.
Empathy, sure. How about communication? How about the way they communicate their message? We forget, and maybe I'll remind all of you, we forget that listening is part of communication. So listening, when we're talking about listening, that's part of being a great communicator. In 2024, November of 2024, I had a vision. I had a vision to help communities in Haiti and raise some money. Now, to me, because this organization I was going to work with is near and dear to my heart, this was enough for me. However, that kind of vision is not enough to inspire others. You see, when you have a vision, when you have a vision that you want others to follow, it needs to be big enough to where people want to take part in it. It needs to be bigger than yourself. You need to communicate it in a way that your message inspires others. It needs to be clear. And you need to deliver it, not just on stages, but you also need to deliver it articulately. In other words, getting rid of filler words and all of those different filler words, getting rid of all of those. So we're going to talk about that as well. And finally, you need to be able to support the people on your team in your communities, and in your membership. I'm going to emphasize membership for everybody here today because as Rotarians, you know how hard it is to get more members. If all of you know how hard it is to get more members, let me see your hands go up. All right, so obviously this talk is going to resonate with all of you today. So when I figured out that my vision wasn't powerful enough, I had to recreate it. I had to get more specific. I had to get more detailed. And I'm going to share it with you in a moment. Here's my framework. I know that many of you take notes, so I wanted to put some of this stuff up here for you. So this is what I'm going to be speaking about today. You'll see it over and over today. We have our vision. So as I just mentioned, we're going to have to hold our vision. We're going to have a big vision. We're going to have to message it so that people want to be inspired by it and follow you. And we'll have to deliver it in a way that's clear, concise, and that resonates with others. And finally, we'll have to support the people who support us. I'll go move to this side so you can take pictures over there. Can everybody see this from the back over there? Yeah. So when we lead with clarity and intent, we could make big things happen. So every one of you who had your hands up, which I saw everybody here, and your club is struggling with membership, or maybe it has great membership, the question you have to ask yourselves and ask your club members is, how clearly are we communicating our mission as Rotarians? Are we sharing all of the wonderful things we do? Are we sharing these wonderful foreign exchange students and their stories? Are we communicating to everybody our values and how we help other people in other countries? And how about our communities? Are we sharing what we as Rotarians do in our communities? By being able to change laws, being able to uplift communities, build safer places for our children to play? When we do that clearly, we will gain the membership that we're seeking. So in 2025, January of 2025 that is, I cleared up my vision. I knew what I wanted to do, I knew how I was going to do it, and I started on that path. The vision for me was to ride my bicycle to New York City and back from Somers, New York, which is still a 105-mile trek. In order, what's that? Oh, okay, yeah, from Somers, yeah. And I did this in order to raise $30,000 for the shelter, medical, and nutritional needs of the children in Haiti. Now just give me a good either loud yes or let's go or some sort of reaction. Not to that yet, I appreciate that. If that vision there in itself is way more clear than the one I had in November. All right, I see why membership is low. Was that one more clear? It was specific, right? You know where the money is going. I'm talking about nutritional needs, shelter, clothes, food. It's very specific as to where it's going. I'm giving a specific goal, the number. So when we say membership, how many members? What's our goal? Why do I need to bring in 3 more members? Why do I need to bring in 5 more members? Why? What is the goal? So we have to know this, and there's markers along the way. I set this goal. On May 31st, I'm going to do it. I'm going to close registration before May 31st, and then donations will stop by the end of June. We're not at the end of June, everybody, so join pedalforpurpose.com. So as we go into this, does anybody recognize this gentleman here? There you go, that's your CEO there. I'm sure he has a great vision for all of you and all of your clubs. And so we want to embody his vision and bring it into our own clubs. And so this is how we do it. As I talk about my framework here, the question for all of you is, what is the vision? And I am curious, this is interactive. What is the vision for your club? Does anybody have a vision for their club? Nobody? To get 4 members by this time next year. Now, I would say that that's a goal. And we're going to talk about goals and vision. So I'm going to ask you, clean up an out of 5. I'm going to ask you, Carrie, I'm going to ask you, in terms of that goal, how do you see it playing out? So let's look at these questions here, everyone. So what is it? So the goal is to get 5, you said 4 or 5? 4. 4. Bo's like, listen, we're not going more than 4. Come on. So what is it? So that's the goal. So why is it important? Because what we're going to do here with this framework right here, what this does is we're going to help you get to the vision, right? So what is it? It's to get 4 members. Why is 4 members important to your club?
Because it will help us grow and spread the word about what we do.
Okay, help us grow and help us spread the word about what we do. I go back to my example of 2024. I want to help people in Haiti. I want to help them. Not specific enough. And when I hear grow and spread the word, not specific enough. Grow in what way?
Ideally, I want to start a Rotary Club that is family friendly, where families are the members, not just an individual person.
Families are the members. We're getting more specific. Why is that important?
Because if you start with the family, the kids are learning that our ideals all the way through, and they join our youth programs, and eventually those children will eventually become the future Rotarians.
Legacy. So you want to create a legacy within your Rotary. That's just pretty incredible now. Now we're talking about generations. Now instead of 4, we got a family of 4, right? Very good. So what is the outcome? So when we talk about the outcome, we talk about our North Star. How are we getting there? What does the destination look like? So as Carrie just mentioned here, we want to get 4 new members. We want our club to be family friendly. We want to create a legacy type club. And so what does that look like in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 30 years from now? Go ahead, Carrie, what does it look like? What do you see? You're the visionary here in all of this.
Ideally, it would be, I'm going to choose myself, it would be a club that they would take over and then continue on and just keep growing that way, where it's just continual automatic growth.
Automatic growth, a succession plan, I heard. Excellent. So the outcome for you is that you don't just see yourself as a Rotarian or just your children as Rotarians, but their children and the children that come beyond there. And with that, we go back to her original goal, which was then by spreading the good word, right? Spreading the good word, service above all else, right? So when all of you go back to your clubs, what I really want you to do is to break this down in your clubs, to have this conversation amongst yourselves. What is the goal? Why is it important? And what's our North Star? Because when you have this North Star, now you have the guide. The guide is there now. Now when we're struggling with membership, we say, oh my goodness, I can't do another call. I can't do another talk. I can't go to another event. But wait a second, what is the North Star? It's not for me. It's for my children. It's for my children's children. It's for a community of families who serve. Does that resonate with all of you now? Yeah? So we want to create visions that move us. And that's how we do it. Let's have some audience engagement here. Let's see. Stephen, could you read that for us?
Leaders who articulate their vision clearly inspire their teams to do great things.
Thank you, Stephen. What does that mean? What does that mean, Peggy? Oh, got her. What does that mean to you, Peggy?
I think it means they keep the mission or the vision as the focus, not their personality, not their charisma, but that it's about the mission. It's not about one individual.
Wonderful, yes. So it's holding your vision, okay? So here's the thing. When you don't know your vision, when you're just walking around saying, I gotta get 4 new members, I have no idea why, distractions come about. People will distract you, people will deter you, people will say, you don't need 4 new members. Listen, you get 2 by the end of the year, you'll be happy, right? You have to hold your vision. You're the leader. Every one of you in this room are leaders here. Every one of you in this room, doesn't matter what your name tag says, you are a leader. And so you have to hold the vision of your club, And you have to hold your vision. Carrie has to hold her vision. You go back to her club. They're going to go, what happened to you, Carrie? Everybody say that. You have to hold your vision, and you have to fight for it. So, I love this. I love this. You have to hold a vision so big that people think you're crazy. They gotta think you're crazy, right? So the outsiders think you're crazy, and the outsiders think you're crazy because they don't know what you're capable of. So let's make Carrie crazy. We're already there? All right, so we're already there. I know Bo's gonna say, I don't know about that, Michael. What would be what we like to call a stretch goal, Bo? What would be a stretch goal? So you said 4, but we want the people in this room, your fellow Rotarians, to say, Bo, you are freaking nuts, man.
Start 3 new clubs.
Oh, start 3 new clubs?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? He's starting 3 new clubs. Now, are you part of Carrie's club? Oh, you're not. Okay, so I got confused here. So what do you do then?
I'm from our Carroll Club.
So you're gonna.
I'm our
He's the district governor. So I'm talking to the right guy. I'm talking to the right guy that set stretch goals and the wrong guy for all of you. He still has an hour. So he wants to create 3 new clubs. What was the original goal?
I don't know if we had a goal for creating. We have goals for 3 new clubs.
Hey, I got an hour left.
So we're going to take a pause on Bo's goal because I got confused as to where he was located, and I'm going to pause on that. Although I think it's a great goal. I want to go back to Carrie and her 4. When I was talking about the 4 new members, Carrie. Carrie, what would be a stretch goal for your club in terms of the 4 new members?
To start a new club, a brand new club under that family-friendly idea.
Okay, and in that brand new club, how many members?
15.
15. Is 15 pretty much the norm, the average?
15 is what you need to charter.
That's what you need to charter. So that's what you need. That's not a stretch. That's not a stretch, Thomas. That is not a stretch, Carrie.
That's 15 families.
Well, I didn't tell you to start a new club. I was just going for membership. You could have said 7 members. You said new club.
The new club is the stretch.
That's fair. That's fair. The new club is the stretch. Let's give Carrie a round here. She was not expecting that. All she was doing was just getting my slides ready, and boom, she got thrown into the mix. That is a stretch, right? So she wants to start a new club, 15 new members, instill new values in a new place where people don't know her. That is a stretch goal. You guys don't think she's crazy, and that's good because you're all Rotarians, but the people outside, when she starts talking to friends and family and say, I'm starting a new club, friends and family, I'm gonna have 15 new members, they're gonna go, you're nuts.
She's in the same town as your club. She thinks I'm crazy.
There you go, right? Okay, good. That's what we want. We want people to think you're crazy. But all of you who know her, you know it's achievable, yes? Give her a round and then you know it's achievable. Give her the support. So I hope you jotted down some of those questions. What are the visions? I want you to go through this with your team. I want you to go through this. Yes, pull your phones out, take a picture of that, click on it, and then save it in your tabs or wherever, and I'll be happy to give it to you. So this is a little worksheet on helping you set your vision for your clubs, helping you set your vision for yourself. It's a Google form, and if you don't get it, don't worry about it. I'd be happy to send it to you later on. Don't do it now, do it later. And I'll be happy to review it with all of you. It asks you questions such as those there. What's your vision? Your next 3 years? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are you looking to work on in order to help you through that? All right, I'm going to move on from there. Did you want one more? There you go. I got you. I saw you. I saw the disappointment. She goes, I'm setting stretch goals. Come on, man. Leave it up there. One more second. Gotcha. All right. All right. So, on May 31st, myself and 2 other riders decided to embark on this trek. We decided to embark on this trek to ride 105 miles to New York City and back. And boy, was the weather beautiful. Does everybody remember May 31st? Yeah, I do. It was cold, it was raining, and I was on a bicycle, headed down to New York City. It wasn't so bad, I'll be honest. We rode our bikes on the beautiful Empire State Trail. We're so fortunate to have a beautiful trail. I know the Rotary Club in Highland was part of helping set the rail trail over in Highland. I'm sure many of you took part in that or in other rail trails as well, so thank you for that, because it is a beautiful, beautiful trail that we rode all the way down to New York City. Getting to Battery Park was the easy part. It was wonderful. We got down there, we had wind in our back, which doesn't sound good if you're going back. We had wind in our back. We got there, we were met with all of our supporters, bananas, oranges, filled up our waters, hugs, kisses, pictures, all the rest. It was wonderful. And then we started going back, leaving New York City, headed up. And you know, the traffic on the rail trail is the same as the traffic in New York City. It's exactly the same. The rail trail in New York City, there are e-bikes and people and families with strollers. You gotta get them in the Rotary carry. They're going all over this rail trail. And you know, finally we get out of there and it was all uphill. See, we had wind in our sails on the way down and we were cruising, but it was all uphill. But remember our North Star? As we were challenged, and we were, yes, it was sunny in Battery Park, but as we got north, it started raining again. It started getting cold again. We're going uphill. Our feet feel like we're just got buckets of water as we pedal and pedal and pedal. But our North Star. What I said to my team that morning was there are children, there are families being displaced in Haiti right now. They're carrying their homes on their backs without even shoes on their feet. They have gun violence happening all around them. They don't know when's the next part of safety, when they're going to see safety again, where they're going to sleep. We're not going to be deterred by our discomfort. We're going to ride today. That's the message. It is inspiring. Was that inspiring, everybody? Tell me that was inspiring. There you go. I got to keep you guys awake. You have to inspire hope in your club. You have to inspire hope in your community. You have to share a message that's big enough, that's bold enough, that gets people out of their seats and gets them moving. That say, Kerry, you want to start a club with 15 new members, family-oriented, I know somebody, let me make a phone call for you. Let me text you over a contact card, you need to speak to them. Because you have a beautiful vision that I want to support you in. You have to paint a picture. Kerry painted a beautiful picture for all of us. It's a family club. We're going to instill values in these children and their children. We're going to instill values not just in the children, but what about the cousins and the aunts and the uncles? And all the friends and families that they touch. Can you all see that? Could you picture your communities right now? Could you imagine, close your eyes for a moment if you choose. Imagine being at a barbecue. We got Father's Day coming up. Imagine being at a Father's Day barbecue and all the people you see at that barbecue right now were Rotarians. Where would your club be right now? Give me a number. Where would your club be right now if they were all Rotarians? If everybody at your barbecue, give me a number from the back of the room. The people at the barbecue, they're all Rotarians. Give me a number.
12.
You got 12 new Rotarians back there. What else we got? Who else? Who's having a barbecue for Father's Day? I want a barbecue, darn it. 20! She's got 20! You guys are having some intimate barbecues. Who's having a big party? Who's having a block party?
40.
You got 40 new members! Let's go! Are you kidding me? Could you imagine if at that next Father's Day barbecue, all you do is inspire hope in people? All you do is go up to them and say, hey, you know that beautiful rail trail? Me and my friends, we're the ones who carved that out. And I think you would be a great addition to the team that builds the next one. I think you would be a great addition to a family-oriented Rotary Club. Can I introduce you to a fabulous woman? Would they say no to you? Are they nuts? They wouldn't say no to you. They'd say, give me your number. They might not call, but they would say yes. And imagine if you got that yes 40 times. Because they're all going to say yes. We know that. We understand how sales works. They're all going to say yes. But 3 of them maybe actually call Kerry. 1 of them actually says, Kerry, send me over a membership. I'm curious. And imagine if all of you having barbecues did that for Kerry. 1 out of 40, all of you did it. She's got her club started. Can you thank them? Can you thank them? I love those emails, right? Thanks in advance. Thanks in advance from Carrie.
I'm not hosting the barbecue.
They are. That's right.
And they give me people.
That's right.
And then my zone membership chair is like, oh, great job, go do it again.
I have some unfortunate news for the Rotarian that I'm actually doing a Father's Day barbecue with. I won't say his name. We already decided we're doing a combo barbecue, so I'll share it with him secretly. You got to paint the picture, everyone. We talked about that, and you got to tell a story. You got to tell a story that inspires. You got to let people know why they're doing it through a story. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So why do you do what you do? That's what I want you to share at this barbecue. I'm telling you, you're doing it at the barbecue. 7 years ago, I joined Toastmasters. This is my pin. I was almost urged to give my pin to one of my international kids here, and I was like, I just can't do it, because this pin means so much to me. 7 years ago, I had a dream. I had a dream to be a professional speaker, and I showed up to a Toastmasters meeting as a guest. I sat there, and I was so inspired by the president's speech that I joined within 2 weeks. From there on, I've given hundreds of speeches at my Toastmasters clubs and on stages just like this. I've won championships in Toastmasters speech contests, started a podcast, and started my professional speaking business because of Toastmasters. Because I showed up as a guest one day and was inspired by an amazing speaker. I then went on to start a coaching business to help other leaders, just like all of you, improve their communication skills. And the testimonials are the ones that I feel more deeply than the paychecks. I really mean that, and all of you know what I mean. When someone tells you that they were able to give a speech at their daughter's wedding, or that they were able to perform something that was important to them in front of an audience without any fear, that resonates with me. I really understand and feel what they're saying to me. And it means a lot to me. And it's because Toastmasters taught me how to provide constructive feedback in order to lift the speaker and not tear the speaker down. Now, if any of you have a place that you're going to speak to in public, have a speech coming up, you should consider coming to a Toastmasters meeting. Come as a guest. It's totally free. And at the end of the day, the worst thing that happens, you walk out with a bunch of free information on improving your communication skills. So you can check it out, and I'd invite you as my guest. How many of you think you might want to check out a Toastmasters now? Hands went up in the back so quickly. I got 1, 2, 3. Anybody else? That's it? Okay. All right, I got a few people who want to check out Toastmasters. Now, that wasn't a sales pitch to Toastmasters, but what it was a story. It was a story that shared with you my personal journey in Toastmasters, where I once was and where I am today as a speaker. And if you want some laughs, you can go to my YouTube channel, hit oldest video, you'll see my very first speech that I did, and it is awful. It's awful. But that's the progression. And this is what I'm sharing with you, is that if you tell a story, it's going to resonate. Now, many of you might not remember that my club is Dutchess Toastmasters. Many of you might not remember my journey in terms of Toastmasters. But what you might walk out of here with is, hey, Toastmasters, it's a public speaking place. It's a place that maybe I can improve my talks. It's a place that maybe I can learn how to communicate better. It's a place that I can learn how to give better feedback. And if you walk out with that, then that's great. And the reason why you might walk out with that is because it was done through a story. I didn't stand up here and give you a bunch of features and benefits about joining Toastmasters. And I'm asking you not to do that at the barbecue. Don't give them all the features and benefits of being a Rotarian and all the wonderful things and the pins and the 40-year anniversary and da-da-da-da-da. Give them a story. Give them a story that captivates them. That when they go to take that bite of the hot dog, they don't even, because they're just holding it, they're going, what? You guys did that? Who was working on the project that got water to the women in Africa, I believe it was? Wasn't it Africa? I know Ralph was telling me about it.
El Salvador.
In Salvador, right? Where they had to walk some miles, and all it was they just needed a pipeline.
They need a filter.
They needed a filter. Who was on that? It was just you?
No, no, no.
Did it all by yourself?
Stephanie Kane, Raphael Diaz, Tom Slick-Durawala.
Could you imagine telling that story at the barbecue? That how you brought water to an entire community? Who's got an inspiring story that they did something in their Rotary? Anybody? All right, this is what we need to work on. This is exactly why we're here today. Go ahead, Adam.
Our club did a full-time medical clinic in the Northwest Mountains of Haiti.
I'll repeat it for him. His club did a medical mission in the Northwest Mountains of Haiti. So this is deeply...
It's full-time.
Full-time, deeply connected with you. I'm sure you got some great stories about your adventures in Haiti, yeah?
I didn't get a chance.
You didn't get a chance to go, but some of your club members did, yes?
It's been going for 20 years.
It's been going for 20 years. Ask them maybe 3 open-ended questions. Tell me about your experience. That's one open-ended question. Tell me about your experience. You guys ask open-ended questions to our exchange students here. Tell me about your experience. Tell me one thing that you really loved about the experience. Tell me one thing that you really missed about the United States when you were in Haiti. And they start telling you that, and by the way, once they tell you that, it becomes your story to share. One of my fellow Rotarians went to Haiti, was working in the Northwest Mountains of Haiti on a medical mission, saved countless lives, and had a good time with people afterwards at one of the nice bars there and had some Haitian music and Haitian food. You could just share a simple story like that to start recruiting some members. Obviously make it a little bit more fun. So I want you to think about that. 22 times more memorable. You see that? 22 times more memorable. So we got back. We made it. We made it back on our journey from Somers, from Battery Park to Somers. The coolest part about this was that I got to use my Toastmaster skills. I was interviewed on TV and had to share the message. Now, when we talk about sharing a message, it's not just a message of inspiring hope, because I could do that, but if I'm doing it with a bunch of filler words, if my delivery doesn't have any type of, you mentioned charisma earlier, Peggy, right? If it doesn't have any type of charisma, vocal variety, gestures, it's just gonna fall flat. One of the people that got me on TV, she said to the producer, he's camera ready. What does camera ready mean? Camera ready means that when the lights go on, I can speak. Because that doesn't always happen. So it's important for all of you Rotarians to recognize how you speak and how to help each other with this. And so I'm going to give you a few pointers on how to help your delivery, so that when you're sharing these stories, when you're sharing your message about your club, when you're trying to build a family-oriented club, you don't sound stale, you don't sound like you're trying to sell somebody, you don't sound pushy, and you don't sound not confident. That's not really a word or put together, but I'm going to say that one. Not confident, right? We want to sound confident when we speak. And the way we do that is we get rid of filler words. The ums, the likes, the so's. What I thought was fascinating as our exchange students were speaking was one of our exchange students used the word like a countless amount of times. Now, as a Toastmaster, these likes, ums, all of these, I count them. They just happen. They just go like boom. I count them, and then like 25, boom. Right? That's how it works for me. And I thought this was fascinating because English is a second language for them. And that means that the people that they're around are the ones that they're learning from. It might be a third language for some of you, right? But the people that they're around are who they're learning English from. And the people that are there around use crutch words so much that it has become a part of their vocabulary. So that right there is a great audit for all of us in this room to recognize, how are we speaking? How are we delivering our messages? Because if I get up here, everybody, I was thinking like, I was thinking that I would ride, I was thinking I'd ride like 100 miles or so, I don't know. Like, I'm just thinking about this, like, Barbara, would you want to come with me? I'm like so want to do it, but you know, like, I think it's gonna be great. Like, the kids in Haiti, they need it. You coming with me? It's the same message. Delivery. It's the same message. I'm riding 100 miles, I'm helping children in Haiti. It's the same message. Barbara said no to me. I know she said she was gonna ride 100 miles with me. I should have, where's my bicycle rider? I see him in the back there with his bike shirt. Right? It's the same message, but all of you, would you all agree that that delivery stunk? You'd kick me out of your club, right? Steve would have said, Michael, we really appreciated you coming this morning, but the conference is probably not for you. Right? Right, Steve?
That's it.
Delivery, everyone. We need to work on our deliveries, and so I want to help you get there. Body language. Did you see my body language when I was talking to Barbara? Casual, it wasn't confident at all. We have to have that confident body language, shoulders back, right? Our mothers always told us that, get your shoulders back. My mother would say, like you have a string holding you from the head, right? So body language. The other thing in body language is our gestures. I wasn't joking when I said I came up here and I'm like, oh man, I'm double fisting here. Because I'm holding these things and it's taken away from some of my movements and my gestures, but I'm still able to make some of them. What are your gestures like when you speak? Are your hands just dug into your pockets because you're nervous? Are they by your side? Where are your hands? How are you using them? What I always like to bring up is, do you have a friend? Who here has a friend? Who here has a friend? Wonderful. How do you speak to your friends? Casually, with your hands, right, Adam? You use your hands. There's a naturalness that comes out that for some reason when we speak in front of audiences, when we speak in front of other people, I think it would be great if you joined my Rotary because it's a wonderful place to serve people. They can move! Move them! Use your hands! So gestures matter. Use your stage. Walk across. I said, Steve, we gotta get this table out of here. I gotta move, man. I got sneakers on. I'm trying to run on this stage. Clarity and enthusiasm. So when we think about clarity and enthusiasm, we're clear on our message. It's got an end point. How many times do we get stuck in those conversations where we go, where is this going? When is it going to end? We went this way, we went that way, we never finished this one here. Could you finish this story for me? It's got to be clear, people, right? We have to know where the story starts, middle, and end. Okay? That's right, Carrie. I'm just teasing over here. Right? We have to know where it starts. And where is it going? Go back to your North Star when you're sharing your message. When you're sharing the story, see the story of this medical mission in Haiti, that's part of your North Star. The North Star could be to improve membership. The North Star could be to get more members. But the message is, here's the work that we do in Haiti. And so we're very clear on the story of the work that we do in Haiti, while still being guided by our North Star of our vision, which is, by the end of this, I'm going to hand this person my card, and I'm going to say, hey, if you would like to be involved in a great organization that doesn't just do things right here on our home turf, but also goes abroad, and by the way, there's travel opportunities if you ever want to travel, take my card and give me a call. And if you have kids, young kids, that you think would be impressed by all of this, give Carrie a call, because she's starting a club just for you. Pausing. How many of you have heard how powerful the pause is? Yeah, wonderful. But for some reason, we don't stop at that stop sign, right? We're just like, I'm going to roll through it, I'm from New York, get out of here. I'm going to keep going, because silence is our enemy. We're so afraid of that. We're afraid that when we speak, and it goes silent, we're going to lose their attention. Something more interesting is going to come along. But did you notice how all of you, I noticed everybody's eyes came up when I stopped talking. When you pause, it allows your audience to process what you're saying. And it punctuates an important point that you might make. Not every point, but it at least allows your audience to process. So when you're sharing the story at the barbecue on Father's Day about how wonderful your club is and all the wonderful things that you do, soak it in. Get some eye contact. Remember we started this whole conversation with listening. Listening doesn't just happen when people speak. Listening happens when you're looking at me. When I see, what's your name? Right there, yes. No, behind you, Lorraine. But yeah, Michelle?
Yeah, Michelle.
Michelle? Lorraine, you were looking at me the whole time. It was Michelle I'm picking on, so don't get too upset. When I see when I see Michelle do this, turns her body towards me, I know she's paying attention. She didn't speak to me. Her body language spoke to me. So when we're listening, we're not just listening with our ears, we're listening with our eyes. This is very important when we're delivering our message. So at that barbecue, follow the body language. I don't know why I'm pointing at this, like I feel like I got a zenith. So I like this quote here. How we say, it's such a confusing one. Let's see, Barbara, you're my friend over here. Go ahead, read it for everybody. Here you go. Oh, okay. You don't like holding them, so I'll hold it for you. All right, go for it. Go for it for all of us.
How we say what we say is at least as important as what we say.
How we say what we say is at least as important as what we say. So how we say it. In French, c'est la ton qui fait la chanson. That's what my mother used to always say to me. I'd say, no, I'm saying something nice. You go, no, your tone. It's your tone that makes the song. That's what she said to me. It's the tone that makes the song. And so it's just as important as what we say. So when we're talking about vocal variety, use your energy just like when you speak to a friend. You go, oh my goodness, we had this great adventure. We went on this wonderful trip. We did this awesome thing. Use that enthusiasm. Don't just say, yeah, we went there. That's what we did. No. Use the enthusiasm. Bring it. Own it. I'm almost there. So I said that. It punctuates it, right? So you got that. Take that screenshot for you. So I want you to think about these questions here about yourself. Do a self-audit again, right? Now, when we're doing this, what I want to be clear on is this is not to tear you down. When you do a self-audit, when you give feedback to anybody, it is only to build them up. So self-awareness is huge, not self-judgment. One will help you, the other will prevent you from sharing your message. If you get up here or get up in front of your friends and you start saying ums and likes and buts and all the rest, and you go, I can't believe I did that. That was terrible. This was awful. I should never do that. I'll never do it again. Yeah, you won't ever do it again. But if you walk off and you go, you know what? I think I can maybe say that again with less filler words, and I'm going to try. That's being self-aware. I said a lot of filler words. I need to cut it down a little bit. So we want some self-awareness as we do this. This is the big one. Support. 105 miles. What the hell's wrong with me? I hadn't ridden more than 30 miles before that, and the only reason why I did the 30 was because I knew I was going to do 105 miles. I needed support from everybody. And because I put this timeline on myself of January to May, I overdid it. And I busted my knee. I have 105 miles to go. I have to help families and people in Haiti. And here I am with a screwed up knee. And I got all these people saying, oh, Michael, go for it, go for it, go for it. And they don't know that I might not be able to ride. The guy who organized this whole darn thing can't even do it. Wrong. Because we invest in our communities, because we are leaders in our communities and we show up for people all the time, they show up for us. So, my friend is a physical therapist. Very fortunate. He invited me in for physical therapy twice a week when the injury first happened, and on a weekly basis up until the ride. And the day before the ride, he had me in, checking my knee, making sure I was ready to go. Another friend of mine, leading up to this, is a personal trainer. Guess what he specializes in? Men, he's very specific, athletic men who have injuries. About several months prior to that, I had gone on a walk with him and literally coached him through his business for free, with no intention of, hey, I'm going to send you a bill later. And here he was showing up for me and said, Michael, I got you. Measured me, recorded me, filmed me, did all sorts of different things, and put together an entire stretching and exercise regimen for me to where I didn't ride my bike, I just did strength training on my legs. Support comes in many ways, everyone. The time you invest in your communities, it will come back to you. And support also comes in some fun ways. And they look like this sometimes. At the end of a ride, the friends and family who are there with their signs, who are cheering us on towards the end there, saying, you got this. You got the hook, sorry. I'm wrapping it up, I swear. I swear, I'm wrapping it up, all right. I got another minute, I'm sorry. We started late, in all fairness. We started late. All right, so you have to have that. So to conclude, because I got the hook, in those last 2 miles on this ride, my friend Dave was pushing through. He was exhausted, he was hurting. And so I slowed down to get right next to him. Now, to start this ride, I had a Ironman leading us, and Dave is a Marine. He's a 62-year-old vet. And I'm riding next to him, and I said, I gotta motivate this guy, I gotta push him. What do Marines like least? I said, Dave, you know what? Maybe next year we only do 50 miles. Who's the Marines in this house? Any Marines here? Oh, that did not go well with him. Next year we do 50. He was dying, breathing, laboring. And I said it to him, he goes, no! We set the bar, we don't go backwards. He started pushing harder. I said, are you nuts? I slowed down for you. You gotta support, and you gotta show up, everybody. You gotta show up for them. Showing up was me slowing down. It was, man, Dave's far behind, we're almost there, he is struggling, I gotta slow down for him, I gotta be there for him. So that's showing up. And I'm going to wrap it up for you. You got to ensure your actions with your words. You got to show up. When you say you're going to do something, you got to do it. Take a picture of that. The greater the vision. So she wants to start a club. Carrie wants to start a club. She needs 15 members. It's a huge vision. The more support she needs. That's why she needs this whole room. That's why she needs every single one of you. Because it's a great, huge vision. Do I have like 3 more minutes? No? 2.5, all right. Wrap it up quick. So here's your call to action, everyone. Remember I said goals and vision are different? Goals and vision are very different. I set a goal of $30,000. And while that's a wonderful goal, I only got $8,000. I'm still looking for some more donations. We only got $8,000, but that's not discouraging. Because the goal is just a marker along the way. When you set the goal of 15 new members to start a new club, that's just a marker. Remember the North Star. Stay within your vision, because from that goal, from that vision, bigger, greater things will occur. And so that's how I got more TV spots. And now I had another fundraiser reach out to me and say, hey Michael, love what you're doing, saw the TV spot, and I'd love to host our gala in October using your story and having Forgotten Children of Haiti be the recipient. And she's done galas that raise over $100,000, so I'm gonna hold her to that. So I want you to recognize that while you set these goals, you may fall short, but hold your vision in mind. So to finalize with everything, in order to lead with impact, you have to have a great, bold vision. It has to be bigger than yourself. It has to move mountains. You have to move mountains. It has to be clear and compelling, and you have to deliver it confidently. Finally, you have to support all of the people, and they are going to be there to support you. I want to thank all of you so much for today. If you're ready to move a mountain and start slow, let me hear you say, let's go! Thank you, everyone. I had a few more, but I just want to leave this last thought for all of you. If anybody wants, you can connect with me. I'm happy to give you some help with your communications. Thank you, Leo.
All right, thank you. Let's hear it again for Michael. All right, Bo and Carrie, get up here. It's time to wrap up. So,
thanks for the extra time, everyone. Sorry.
Yesterday we thanked the committee, but again, let's do it again. So we have David,